Josh performed his ritual, and you have your familiar now. I'm gonna say that was a downtime activity because everybody had some downtime.
Right.
I get to cast my familiar too.
Arius had a lot of downtime in the bedroom.
I'm assuming you did not spend all of that time. You don't sleep. You weirdo.
Oh dear.
I now have a parrot.
Jory is now roll. I heard the eye roll from Jory.
It is blue.
Interestingly, my roommate now works at a place with 2 parrots.
I think the whole world heard my eye roll.
Skylar is infecting the world with parrot consciousness. Alright, so you guys have spent a lovely few days at Lord Arius's estate.
Ooh, could I have tried to make more potions?
I was gonna say yes. Okay, so it was like 3 days. Just don't abuse the thing, because I'm assuming you did other stuff.
Yeah.
But because Daria is now a level 1 fighter, by the way.
Sweet.
So yeah, you managed to make. Just roll a d12. It was quite busy, so you only got to make 3 more healing potions.
Okay. Who all doesn't have that many healing potions?
Oh, sorry.
I don't have any.
Okay. What about the other 2 here? Josh and Chad.
What? Sorry. Yes. Hello.
Okay. Who doesn't have very many healing potions?
I don't think I have any healing potions.
I don't think Arius has any healing potions.
Okay, so I'm giving 1 to each of you and none to myself.
Actually, guys, you should all have like 4 healing potions.
Oh, wait, do we?
I'll have 2.
Well, I've been keeping track of the healing potions that Skylar has very dutifully made and given out.
Oh,
Okay.
Y'all
Jory,
have a lot
put-
of healing
put-
potions. Why?
yeah.
Please
Alright.
note that stuff down.
Yes, please. Inventory. Like it.
I don't want you to end up dead because you didn't know you had healing potions.
Check the bottom of it.
All right, so Varg,
Yes.
the local children have taken to catching fish and bringing them to Carr. They just think he is the best thing ever. And they love listening to his tales of eating animals in the Feywild. So, while Carr might raise adults' eyebrows, children really seem to love him. And fortunately, he's well fed, so they don't appear quite snack-sized.
Right.
Alright, so that's occurring. Trell, Daria has been just working hard.
He is so proud of her.
She's learning 2-weapon fighting like you do, and she's just really working at it.
He's being very
Aslan.
encouraging towards her.
Yes.
Yes.
Aslan, excellent. You and Hank are enjoying the high life here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Also, Tina, your thing is glowing, but I couldn't hear anything you were saying.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
There you are.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so basically Aslan and Hank have been enjoying the high life at Arius's estate. And Arius, you have found Enid to be an incredibly useful assistant in your research. She's incredibly gifted at organizing your library. And she's also quite clever and reads both Abyssal and Celestial.
Ooh.
Ah, interesting.
Now, she is a well-educated lady of Verbabon.
He did well for himself.
Whoops. My bad.
I know.
I clicked on the wrong thing.
Yeah, considering he was completely schnockered throughout the entire court.
Schnockered, I've never heard that before.
Do not know why I clicked that. I was
Well,
trying to
Arius,
do
I
things.
guess Arius has done well,
I
despite.
mean, you're an elf. You just have to wait a few decades if you don't like her.
She's not wrong.
That's cold-blooded.
However, Enid, like I said, Enid is a capable and loving wife who has been very, like I said, very helpful in your research and gathering materials for rituals and whatnot. All right, so
Can he explain what his owl has been doing?
yes, absolutely.
Especially if it's been a nuisance around the castle. That would be very interesting.
No, I'd assume a castle of a fortress castle of this size will have sort of like a messaging post for various birds. I'm sure the owl will be flying around there, going into the forest, catching. I don't know. Do familiars eat?
Do
Yeah.
they? Oh, okay.
Well, catching prey. The normal owl stuff, leaving some pellets here and there.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's polite to throw up at owl dinner parties.
That's right. And what has your parrot been doing?
Well, every so often somebody, like, an entire corridor will be woken up by a loud squawk. That and a lot of fruit keeps going missing.
I'm sorry in advance, Jory.
Actually, the type of parrot I'm getting is pretty quiet, but I'm just playing it
Okay.
up for the
I
roleplay.
know. I know. I'm
still
just
not
playing
happy
along.
about it.
You will love it eventually, and one day you'll get your bearded dragon.
I don't want to get.
All right, so it's a pretty nice afternoon. As spring is moving on, you have not gotten word yet on Kara's condition. But you assume that things are going about as well as they were when the rather bedraggled clerics of St. Cuthbert were staggering out of the chapel.
Man, it must be hell in there.
Yes. Yeah, for basically for her, I've been reading up on accounts of exorcisms to really play it up when she gets back. I think my favorite is vomiting glass and broken glass and toads.
Oh, hopefully not together.
I don't know, and I probably don't want to know.
Glass toads.
Glass toads.
Glass
Yes.
toads.
If you break one over an enemy, they die instantly. The enemy dies. Well, the toad does die. But anyway. Okay, so as you guys are here, you start hearing scouts from the Tolvari from the Tolvari guard talking about there's increased bandit activity on the roads. And as when last we left, the Baron Miles DeKayla, Enid's father, was out hunting. Well, a man covered in blood, in broken armor, comes staggering into the hall. Arius, and you're there attending to whatever it is you wanted to be attending to at this time. And he's like, my lord, the Baron, He's been captured.
That's not good. I don't think. Where was he captured?
A day's ride north of here. They ambushed us. We were waylaid by them. They overwhelmed the guards, and they took the Baron prisoner. I barely escaped with my life, sir.
Right. I need you to.
They had a giant with them,
Oh.
10 feet tall, and it. God's help me! It looked like one of the living dead.
Oh, fantastic.
That what? well. Well, we'll make sure you're cleaned up, seen to, because you'll have to show us where the last place you saw the Baron.
I know where they took him. I
Okay.
managed to escape. I followed. There's a ruin. There's a ruin up there. I can mark it on the map. And
Very well.
he does so. He marks the ruin, which I'm going to make an X on. All right, the ruin is right there.
Okay, that blue mark there.
Yeah, my vain attempt at an X. Whatever.
It has
It's
become a
thing,
Z.
okay? Leave me
Looks
alone.
like a Z.
Yeah, the Z is where the ruin is. Damn it. Screw all of you. I can't help it. No.
Did Michael J. Fox make that?
Oh, damn.
Damn, Jory. Let me hold your coat while you go to hell.
I've been JF like that.
And we're on the way for laughing, so just save a seat. Okay. So anyway, he marks where the ruin is, and he's like, there were so many of them, and they had a witch with them. The witch commanded the undead giant, and she threw magic. I barely escaped.
Okay. But you go and get scene 2.
Yes, my lord.
We shall go and investigate.
Okay. So y'all are mounting up to go investigate?
I would suggest bringing a few guards with us. I imagine the
Well, guard.
Castle
Okay,
has
here's
some.
the thing. Do you want to do? Yeah, yes, they do. Do you want to go in quietly, or do you want to take a force of people there? Because
Yeah.
they do have a hostage.
They do indeed have a hostage.
I would say sneaking in would be better than all-out assault.
Could we do both?
We could
Explain your plan.
them laying in
Okay,
wait.
so what I'm thinking is have like the guard march up to the front while we flank.
So distraction.
Correct.
Yes. On short notice, you can get 60 guardsmen.
That's pretty good.
I mean, shit.
They're bound to hit something.
Well, basically, these guys are trained soldiers.
Ah, okay.
They're not just like volunteer militia like out in the boonies in Ostwick. These guys know what they're doing.
Ah, okay.
Who is the appointed captain of this assembled guard? What's this captain's experience of dealing with a hostage situation?
Hold on. Let me get through my notes here.
I was going to suggest sneaking in and having some sort of signal, and if things go sour, like having them in wait and using the signals so they just run in. If something went wrong.
I mean, that works too.
All right. The captain of the guard. Her name is Vivica.
Oh, that's a nice name. I like it.
And Captain Vivica is like, anything you need, my lord, my men can handle. She's a tall, blonde woman with close cropped hair. And scars on her cheeks and shoulders.
What are the soldiers? How are they? Heavily armored, light armored? Do they have?
Okay.
trebuchets?
You have. Okay, that's a good question.
Sorry,
All right,
this is my RTS mode coming into
you
it.
have
Do you know-
30 pikemen.
Okay.
Then you have 10 archers, 10 cavaliers, and 10 slingers. The slingers have more range than the archers. And for siege equipment, that will take longer. That will take a full day. But you could have some trebuchets.
Then the only thing left to consider is supplies, because we wouldn't want the enemy to come round and cut off the supply route. Can you tell I play a lot of RTS games?
That's a good thing in this situation.
Yes.
I'm not good at, like, full scale battles like that. I'm good at, like, small groups and not statistics, tactics with that.
Yeah.
Would
Not
how
decommissioned from the Greyhawk Wars. So you have a trebuchet available today.
Ooh.
The way I'm
And you have a
thinking-
5-man crew.
On the trebuchet? Alone?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. They require a lot of
Well,
men.
it takes 5 men to really operate it.
Oh,
And it would take another day to have another trebuchet ready. Because I'm thinking 2 trebuchets, and you have the pikemen in groups of 10, with a gap between for a space for the trebuchets, archers, and slingshots by the trebuchets. That's how I would position it, and then some kind of barricade in front of the pikemen to stop any charges.
Okay, you could do this. You could definitely do this. Problem is, it's going to take, for all of that you've talked about, it's going to take 3 days of preparation and work.
I kind
Now,
of feel
you
like
don't
we
know
might
what
have
they'll
time.
be doing with the Baron in the meantime.
Yeah. I was about to say, time is probably of the essence at the moment.
That's it.
So, I mean, your force of 60 plus 1 trebuchet is pretty much all you can get on short notice.
You said 30 pikemen. 30 pikemen?
Yes, 30 pikemen, 10 archers, 10 cavaliers, 10 slingers, and a 5-man trebuchet.
Okay, split the pikemen into groups of 15, trebuchet in the centre, archers and slingshots to the left and to the right, cavalry centre of the trebuchet.
Brilliant. Okay, I love this. Okay. Like, all right, this is so badass.
That's his specialty.
So my question is, did the guy that escaped, did he tell us what we're going up against?
He just knew there were at least 20 cultists and an undead giant.
Okay.
And what's the... What about the terrain around...
The terrain around it is it's basically intermittent sparse pine forests near a hill.
The hill. I want everything...
You could go from the hill in the west and face it if you wanted to get the high ground and charge from that direction.
I want to get the high ground. Yes, the high ground is the best point. Especially for trebuchets or any form of artillery, because it's longer range then.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's that. I can. So I give those instructions to the captain.
Yes, my lord. All right, so she's riding out with her men right now.
Okay,
Okay.
wait, are we going in first, or are we just attacking immediately?
We are going to go with them, but then are going to split off to sneak around the back. Or sneak.
Okay.
And I want the soldiers to draw the enemy to them first before we make anything, before we hastily go in.
I mean, okay, you're the one who's better with strategizing in this sort of thing.
Well, don't worry. When y'all have to sneak in to try to do the rescue,
That's a whole different matter.
that will probably be where you shine.
Does anybody have like a horn that we can blow?
I've got
Vivica has one.
There's also an owl.
No, I mean like for like us, like when we're signaling for like the full force of the army that we're marching with to come and attack.
No, the force of the army is going to be doing this first, and then we're going to be sneaking in.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
going
okay.
to draw out the enemy, so the enemy can get tired when running out, or at least if they're zombified, they lose a few limbs tripping over things.
Okay. All right, so
You want to bring some tar so we can set it on fire behind them?
Do we have tar?
unfortunately, you cannot get the tar in time. Okay, I'm giving you all you're gonna get in like one day, and I already rolled randomly to find out. Okay, they had a trebuchet on hand. We are ready for this. Let's see. You got your trebuchet. Let's. I've been more than fair. You got 60 people in trebuchet.
Oh, absolutely. I'm kidding.
I know. I'm just messing. Oh. Okay. So you all set out on your way. There's not going to be any random encounters because you've got like a battalion of people. Like, there's an orc in the woods looking at that and going humans, and then they take a look. His friend takes a look and goes, "Nah, fuck that."
60 men equates into a platoon.
Sure, whatever you want to call it. I'll let you design the Verbal army, for God's sake.
Oh, I'd glad.
Sure, absolutely.
He would love that, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've got, like I was telling Skylar, I have a strongholds and followers rules for 5th edition I just got, and so I would be more than willing to send you copies of it and show you how you can customize your strongholds and fight wars and all that stuff. Josh is going to take over the world. All right.
Establishing a fully functioning army for Vagabond, it would be an advantage.
Cool. All right, so you guys arrive without incident. Car's coming with you, or is Car staying behind and getting fat?
Car's gonna come with us.
Okay, Car.
We need to place him on top of something so we can wheel him with us.
Like,
He's rather slow.
I think you've got a cart that Arius bought.
Yep, that'll work.
last time. So you've got the cart, and Dario's driving the cart.
Car
Yay.
is very disappointed. He wanted to stay and get fat, and Varg is just like, no. Last thing I need, you already waddle enough.
What about Arius's orc friend?
Oh yes, he is coming with. Don't worry.
Just making sure I remember we have all the people with us. Or who all we do have with us anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Is this that cultist that kid was a part of?
Not
They
that
just
you
said
know of.
cultists.
Gromek the orc, by the way, is riding on a horse near Arius at all times.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he's got like some hand crossbows and a massive two-handed axe.
I can imagine him if there were auto crossbows, he could be firing both at the same time like a Schwarzenegger film.
Unfortunately, you'd have to find gnomes for that.
Have like a Rambo moment where he just shoots it up in the air,
Yes.
screaming.
Get to the cart horse!
That's right. Alright. Okay. 80s movie nostalgia aside, you guys arrive at it's almost sunset by the time you get there. It's a beautiful, dazzling sunset. You're looking down over the cult compound, and the cultists have no one seems to have any idea that you're there.
Time to start branching.
Oh, go on.
I think. Do we know what kind of like race the cultists and everything are?
They were humans, you think?
I'm just asking because with Varg's feet, favored enemy, if he takes like a moment, he can like sense for a few miles which one of his favorite enemies is around,
Which is orcs and gnolls.
Yeah, so he could like tell if like there's orcs or gnolls included in the cultist or whatever. Gnolls probably not. Orcs maybe.
Okay. You sit down. You start. I suppose you put out your senses or whatever.
Whatever it is, Wolfmen
We're
do.
not sure how it works, honestly.
You sit down on your haunches and sniff the air. That sounds cool. You sit down on your haunches and sniff the air, and you detect some gnolls to the north, but none in the compound. Although you smell faint scents of gnolls and orcs inside the compound, but like either small children maybe? It's hard to tell.
Varg is going to give that kind of information. As I would just be like, okay, well, in that direction, that way, there's gnolls there. I don't know. Smells very faintly of gnolls and orcs in the compound, but other than that, not strongly. So I don't know. You might want to watch out for, I don't know, maybe gnoll excrement or something. I don't know.
It would be a good thing to watch out for, yes.
Uh-oh.
All right, who has you all have dark vision. I think most of you do, except Oslin.
Yeah, Oslin doesn't.
Okay.
I do not have dark vision.
Those of you with dark vision see a rather chubby cultist in a purple robe standing at the doorway picking his nose. They are, I mean, and I just rolled his perception. It is miserable. So,
Is he zombified at all?
Why would he be picking his nose if he was
zombified?
If it was a zombie, the nose would probably come off.
What is it with the non-Feywilders and doing that? Like, is there something in that crevice that you think you're gonna find? Is it a value? Like, why? Why do you do that?
I think it's mostly because of the fingers being soft and not poking yourself with claws.
I mean, any further, he's gonna like take out his brain.
Yeah, kinda. It's that bad. He's just really he's just digging for gold. He's just digging for gold.
That's nice.
Okay.
So Oslin's like, what do you see, guys? Like,
He's just about blind.
There's an overweight cultist picking his nose. Did you want to know that?
absolutely. Like Oslin's like containing a snicker.
Two more cultists come out. They're One is a whip-thin fellow with greasy, stringy hair, and the other is a small, dark-haired woman, and they're all kind of bantering good-naturedly with each other.
Can I send my owl familiar overhead to see what to listen into what they're saying?
That
Sure.
would be a good idea. I'm sure owls are native to this area.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yes. He flies over, and you can hear them. It's like, yes, we've got enough souls almost. Got to send them to the beautiful one. We do.
The beautiful one?
That's
the
what you
beautiful
heard.
one.
You don't know who the beautiful one is. Got to send them to the beautiful one, and then they'll awaken. He'll awaken the Lord, and once the Lord's here, we're gonna rule over all the ashes of this place.
So what I'm getting is evil. Yes. Okay, so we're probably not going to be coming into the front entrance.
No.
Because that's where our army is probably going to be distracting them. So,
Well, from the top of the hill, yes. We're
Okay.
going to sneak around and then. Wait, you've got good scouting skills, haven't you?
mm-hmm.
You should scout ahead.
Let's see. I'm wondering if Varg's scouting is better than mine because of him being a ranger.
What would scouting be? Stealth?
Yes, you would need stealth for this.
I've got 3 to stealth. You've got 4.
Well, if you want a scout, we can have Ren go, because he has a ridiculous amount of stealth.
Okay, yeah.
It's like plus 12, so, and that's just baseline fairy dragon.
Well, just roll for Rin, and depending on how well he rolls, we'll see what kind of information you get.
All right, rolling d20 for Ren. Oh my lord.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, so Rin's looking, he comes back and he tells you there are 5 cultists on guard duty, and there is a trap door they keep coming in and out of.
Okay, so
And
that
they keep saying a word parak.
Does anyone know what the word parak means?
Would Arius know what?
It would be an Arcana roll, difficulty 19.
Ooh.
Oh.
Tempting. Let me just have a look.
I wonder if it's another thing. I wonder if Ren can roll for. He has pretty good Arcana.
Was it?
Yeah.
Can we all roll that?
Any player character that has Arcana, yes.
Oh, okay.
Does Rin study like other magic
Well,
stuff?
he wasn't, and he would basically know a lot of the,
I think
just
he
the
would know
books that were, yeah, in the fairies. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I was just saying that he'd probably know about the books in the druids, the library, because he's never been a wild fairy dragon.
Yeah, so absolutely no druid would ever touch this word.
Okay. All right, so he wouldn't know. And I highly doubt that Trell would know. He's interested in other magics, and they did have
Well,
a few
you
other
know what?
books, but...
I'll let him roll and see what he gets.
Ready? Okay, that's a lot better
Yes.
than expected.
You know what that is. You remember that. You remember reading this awful book the druids warned you about.
Oh, shit.
And the book basically talked about how to build a flesh golem. And the command word to make it not attack you was parak.
Oh, that is extremely good information. Is that true with all flesh golems or just theirs?
Just the ones that have been like constructed using a book. You only had a fragment of it. It was a fragment of a book called the Minthexian Codex. And you remember the Archdruid being very upset that you were reading it.
That would Yes, that would be fair. It's like with those druids, though, it's probably like a slap on the wrist and him taking it and putting it in a closet or something. But...
Yes, exactly.
Now go and sit on the naughty step.
That's right. Go sit on the naughty step. Okay, so now you know it's a flesh golem. That's what the guard was talking about.
Hmm.
I'm glad to be useful here.
And that also would explain why you, Varg, smelled pieces of Knoll and Orc. They were stitched together to make this thing.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a Frankenstein's monster thing.
Yep,
Yes.
that's what a flesh golem is.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, you don't know the command words to make it work for you.
We just know how to not have it attack us.
Yes, but it's just pretty useful.
Yeah, it is very useful, yes.
But if it's going to be attacking the army, what's its weaknesses? Would anything
Actually,
really?
all they have to do is say Parak, and the thing will stop. It will recognize them as cultists.
Oh. Okay, so Arius passes this on to passes this information on to the captain.
Very good, my lord. And the cultists in their patrols notice nothing.
Okay, it's time
Just
to
the
go.
worst cultists are on guard tonight.
Okay, I guess it's time to attempt to sneak in. Is it still night time?
Yes, it is.
Night attacks are pretty good.
But they do work both ways.
And Vivica has given you, Arius, a horn to signal them should you need their support.
Okay, right. That's good. Okay, so we're going to... I guess it would be best for us to start sneaking around, and then once we get near the trapdoor, allow the army to signal their arrival for the cultists to assemble what militia they have.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So, who's got the highest stealth here?
Definitely Rin, but if he doesn't count,
Yeah, Rin can hide himself because he's weird and tiny.
yeah, and he can go
We need
invisible.
to hide the giant wolf man and everybody else.
I have stealth. Well, that comes under dexterity. I have 16 dexterity.
Okay.
With
Well,
stealth.
what I was going to do is I'm going to have the person with the highest stealth score start working together, and y'all can help give them advantage. So everybody else is helping.
Okay, for stealth I have +4.
Yeah, I have +3.
Yeah, I only have +2.
Okay, I guess that's me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I shall roll stealth then. Oh,
Thankfully, you have advantage.
I
All right. You have made it halfway to the walls. One more roll will get you inside the walls, and actually, if you score well enough, you'll even get past the 5 guards and into the trapdoor without anyone noticing with all of your friends.
ooh.
Mm.
All right, let me
Yeah.
hope I roll well again.
I hope you roll
I can
well.
help.
I've been rolling way too well lately.
I can help if you need it.
I mean, if you'd like to help.
I don't know.
Well, y'all are helping. That's why he's got advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't
Good
really well.
news. You did do well enough to get through.
Sweet.
All right, all right. So you're next to the wall. You hear 2 of the guards snoring. The others are arguing about how they're going to spend all the gold that the Elder Elemental Eye will give them.
Okay, so Charlie's gonna look at the rest of them and ask, "Are we attacking now?" Are we sneak
Just-
attacking them?
Cross the ground too. If the answer is yes, I will let something cool happen.
Yes.
Hey, Varg, is it okay if Carr just starts eating the cultists?
I mean, of course, that's like fish are
I mean,
fattening, but cultists even more so.
he is a badass ambush predator, and this is kind of what he evolved to do.
Just a bunch of flowers and
okay,
foliage
you
walking
watch.
at you.
You watch as the overweight cultist waddles away from the walls, and he goes over to a clump of bushes and begins to relieve himself. It's quiet. No gasp. No nothing.
Not even like snapping sounds?
No, because I watched a documentary on crocodiles. They're terrifyingly quiet. I mean, I think that's the worst part. So anyway, and so now there's just 4 cultists, and Carr has a leg sticking out of his mouth as he's breathing and digesting.
Woodbar's just
What's
like,
the other
I love
cult?
that.
Wait, what? What did everyone say?
I was going to say, would the other cultists would they hear that sound of the
They
heavy
haven't
breathing?
noticed a damn thing yet. Okay, let's see if they do. No, they don't. All right, so
Are there
How
like
close
a few of them close together?
there are 2 remaining, and 2 huddled up next to the trapdoor, asleep with a fire nearby.
Alright,
How-
let's see.
How close are the ones near the trapdoor to the ones awake, walking, patrolling?
Not very, and the ones walking and patrolling are, like I said, daydreaming and playing with dice.
Well, for 2
They
of
should-
them that are close enough together, I would like to. I was wanting to use ice knife if everyone is okay with that.
What does that do?
What it does is that I fling a shard of ice at an ice knife, if you will, at a creature within range, which is 60 feet.
Right.
If it hits the target, takes 1d10. Hit or miss, the shard explodes, and they have to do a dexterity saving throw or take 2d10 more cold damage.
Go for it.
Sweet.
I mean, it explodes and hits other targets within 5 feet of the original target. Though.
Yes. It hits. It
So
hits
are you aiming
both of
at
them
the
when it
woman?
explodes.
Or the tall, greasy guy?
I'm gonna go with probably the tall, greasy guy.
Okay.
Alright, so ice knife. Do not think I hit.
Right. You are hidden, so you have advantage on this one.
I hope that's enough.
Hit. Yes, you did.
Sweet. So
Right,
yeah,
oh,
the
yeah. I
dexterity
just
has
clicked
to. Oh, sorry.
Hang on. Well, their deck save. Hang on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Alright, so Skylar, I'm just gonna roll the damage because fuck me, and I'm doubling whatever I roll. Oh, great! So they're both just shredded. There
Yay!
is nothing but a fine red mist left of these poor bastards.
I am so happy with myself right now. I'm so glad I got that.
And they're
The guys in their sleep. Let's see if they wake up. No, no, they don't wake up. You got the heaviest sleepers in Verbabonk right here, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't hear the crocodile kill. Did not hear the ice knife explosion.
I want Arius to tie them up and take them captive.
Okay. Make a strength check with advantage, Arius.
Strength.
Vard can help and hold down the other guy
Vard
while
can
we take
help.
care of one.
Okay.
Well, Vard,
yeah.
you tie it up. You use
Yeah.
your strength check.
Yeah, Varg does it.
All right, cool. You tie him up.
Are they still asleep?
No, actually, they wake up seeing a giant wolf man over there.
Hi, how you doing?
They're about to scream. Do you stop them?
I thought they would be gagged as well.
Well, no, I'm sorry. You can't gag me and tie me down as a giant wolf man and me not wake up. I mean, that's just...
I
We
think
already had an explosion go on.
Vard's going to cover one's mouth with one paw and then shove his hind paw in the other one's mouth.
Aris is going to come out. Aris is going to come. Now, my dear cultists, you're going to be very quiet. Otherwise, you're going to be turned into red mist like your friends.
They look at this motley crew of elves and halflings and a weird giant bear dog. Thankfully, they can't see Carr hiding out in the bushes, still eating their buddy.
Varg's just sitting there in this weird position, like on one foot and almost laying down.
They nod. They assent.
Arius sits down next to them. Do they have a drink next to them? Because he's going to pour himself whatever they were drinking and take a sip from it. Very calmly.
Hopefully it's not one of those cult Kool-Aid things.
Cool. Now, I want you to tell me exactly whereabouts in this hideout of yours where the Baron is kept.
He's in a cage on the lowest floor. Remember, blue, red, green. Blue, red, green will get you through the hall, and mind the stare. Mind the stare. The other one looks at him like, do you have to tell them everything? Yes. Look at them. It's a werewolf.
Don't forget the orc.
The one that said werewolf terrifyingly, Vard just puts an arm around and like hugs him very close and just like, ah.
And then Trella's like, two actually, and he just kind of changes form and he just holds out his paws like, hello.
You're going to die horribly.
Vard.
No.
Vard.
This is a chance for you to leave your cultist ways and become good citizens of Vargamon.
Absolutely, sir.
And,
we
like-
would do anything.
We're going to take you back to our camp, or at least my orc friend is going to take you back to the camp.
Yes, my lord. Gromek cracks his tongue.
And Vard.
Shall they arrive with all their limbs intact, my lord?
Yes, I want them completely intact and take them directly to the captain.
Very good, my lord.
Varg leans over to the one that's terrified and just like slowly whispers, and if you don't behave, I'm gonna eat you.
Oh God, no. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll behave, sir.
He looks over at the other one and says like, and I have a crocodile that thinks you're quite delicious looking.
You smell urine.
He's like, oh, have some dignity, dude.
Gromek gathers them. He doesn't even bother untying them. He just picks them up like suitcases by their bonds and starts carrying them back. Okay. This has not gone at all like I envisioned. I like it. Okay. So, who's going first down the...
I usually always go first.
Okay.
So probably me.
Daria asks if you need her to stand guard at the entrance.
I actually I think I'd prefer you come with us.
Yes, sir.
Varg, I think Car's got the guardian.
Yeah,
of the
Car's
entrance.
got it covered.
I mean, luring the rest of them out to fight the army might not be needed now, so the rest of the army could just move up and set up a defensive position around the entrance.
They might have more people than we know, though. It'd be better
That is
to
true.
make it safe on the inside for the hostage.
Yes, that is
Can-
true.
There is
Can
a
Var-
giant, though.
Can Varg make a perception check and see if there are any others? Or
There aren't out here,
okay,
but you know they're down below.
awesome. Okay, well, what area said?
Okay, so Trell, you go first down the stairs, and you come to a curious, pedestal, stone pedestal with different colored gemstones on it.
Okay, so they definitely told us a color combination.
Yeah, blue, red, green.
Everyone seems to think it was red, blue, green.
If I remember correctly, it was red, blue, green.
I guess we'll find out now. Won't we?
Well, what's it?
Should we make an intelligence check or something to see if anyone remembers?
You
I
know,
really
I'll
should
let
write
you
these
do that.
down.
I wrote it down.
I mean, I'm
that's why
trying to give you guys like clues all over the place when you get.
Okay, well,
So wait, Chad, did you say you did write it down?
Yeah.
oh, alright,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's probably definitely that.
Yes.
Probably, definitely that. So you hold your breath and push blue, red, green, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes, and you notice that basically a whole bunch of pendulums that were hanging from the ceiling and would have swung down to hit you at head level, lock in place. They can't fall now.
Perfect. Also, with continuing on, is looking for that step they're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, you come down some stairs, and you see it. You see this is a stair that would, when you touch it, it drops inward, and there are a bunch of downward-facing blades.
Can Arias use Misty Step to cover that up?
No, the Misty Step is like teleporting for you.
Oh, right.
However, you could mark it.
Okay, yeah, we're going to mark it.
Okay. Very good. All right. As you do that, and you just finish descending the stairs in this dark stone chamber, you see glowing yellow eyes and hear these horrible slapping noises against the paves as it's coming toward you.
I'm
Getting
guessing
nearer.
that is the flesh golem.
It's getting closer.
Does anyone remember the word?
Varg, pilot!
Oslin screams out Panchetta or whatever.
The golem does not respond to pancetta or whatever.
Varg just screams out pilot.
The golem does not respond.
Cognac.
Cognac.
Oh my god, no.
Pretty sure it
Have
started
you
with a
ever-
P.
Have you all ever seen Army of Darkness?
Yes.
Klaatu, Barada, Nickel, Necktie, Necturne, Indian.
Pilot!
Okay. So here we go. Got the old flesh golem here. Got the stats ready. Hit fire. All right.
Damn it! I thought someone would remember this. I'm bad at things like that.
Pilot!
woo-wee.
It starts with a P.
Para?
yes, yep.
No.
I know it was like P ending with like T.
All
Is there
right.
Sort of like
Perak?
and
The golem
Intelligence.
stops.
Sweet.
okay.
It's just about to reach and grab Arius by his skull, and you say Parak, and then it goes docile and stares at you with its glowing dead eyes. Wow, that was impressive. Way to wait till the last second.
I was guessing, honestly.
That was good, though.
Varg just lets out a breath he did not know he was holding.
We really need to start writing things down.
What did you say?
I said Parak.
Herrick?
Yes.
Remember that, if they turn it back against us with the same word.
Then we just yell it back and forth.
I'm guessing this is how it's spelled? Pyrak?
It's actually P-A-R-A-K.
P-A-R-A-K, right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what Jory was saying, but he was putting a T at the end.
Yeah, he said parrot, and I'm like, that's so close.
I
That's
put
so
an L.
close.
I put an L in somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Wow, that was awesome.
Just
I was
picture
like-
a ragtag team of people just screaming out random words. It started with
Not what you pictured. That's exactly what happened.
Persephone.
I mean, this thing has 93 hit points.
Oh,
And a lot of immunities, by the way.
Yes, it's immune to a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now that's done. There's another set of stairs.
Varg.
Are you creeping down them, or are you just walking down them?
Creeping,
Oh,
definitely
I'm
creeping.
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 Okay, so roll your stealth check there, Trell, since you're the first one down.
Alrighty.
Yes. All right. There, you hear the snores and breathing of 15 cultists in their they're sleeping in barracks.
Now would be the good time for the army to attack them.
Yes.
You could, however, coup de grace them.
What does that
Just
mean
move-
exactly?
It's basically where you move through and stab the sleeping person so they're dead.
Varg doesn't have a knife. I think he would use his claws and just stick it into their jugulars.
You know what? Claws, knives, whatever you got. I mean, you're a giant wolf man. I'm pretty sure you'll improvise.
Varg just
yeah,
finds
just-
a useless pillow and carries it with him.
A useless pillow.
Yeah,
The one that's
yeah.
not-
Bard goes around and smothers all of them with a pillow. Just,
Well, no, like he shoves the pillow on their face, and while they're muffled, he just sticks his claws into their jugular.
Which one's
Okay.
the most senior of these people?
well, gosh, it's hard to tell. Most of them are sleeping, with their robes hanging up somewhere. They're just kind of wearing underclothes,
We can check we'll check the robes after we've killed them.
I like Varg's idea, going around smothering and also stabbing them while smothering them.
He's already
Yeah.
2 down.
Okay, you don't have to roll for it. I'm going to say, because Trell led you down there like silent freaking death. You guys are just putting them all down. You've killed all 15 of them.
I will run out of luck at some point, by the way. I've been
Yeah, you
doing
will.
very high rolls.
That's right. Okay. So without anyone knowing you're here, you've made it this far, and there's one more staircase, and below you can see the dim lights of fire and candles and possibly a brazier of coals. And at the bottom of the staircase here, you can see a cage, and you see a human figure slumped inside the cage.
Varg's using one of the ropes to wipe his claws off. She's like, "What's that?" Shh.
I'm guessing it's a hostage.
Oh, for shit's sake. These are the worst cultists ever. I'm going back to minions fly, and I'm going
What god would even want you as disciples?
I know, right?
It's the Dr. Claw and his army. Best bet.
Pretty much.
So do we
Okay.
do perception checks to see what all is here?
To be honest, nothing is really. You're past all the traps. And if you sneak down there, you'll see what's in the room.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Another stealth check.
Yeah.
Oh lord.
Lordy, lordy.
Don't worry, you just had to beat a 3.
Oh.
Because my villains are retarded. Alright, you see a woman with long blonde hair. She's pretty, coldly beautiful, and she is, working on some altar and humming to herself quietly.
So only this woman, no one else?
Just her and the Baron who is in the cage.
Okay.
Arius is going to. I don't. Do we kill her or do we?
Kill her, she's a cultist. We're here to kill people.
It's not very druid-like of you.
I was raised by druids. I am
close-
not a druid.
How close is she to the Baron?
How close is she to what?
To the Baron.
Oh, she's across the room. She's in front of a statue of some weird triangular emblem. It's a weird triangular emblem with an eye in the middle and what look like tentacles around it.
No.
Okay, so probably not getting her attention is not the best idea right now.
I was gonna use frostbite on her.
Go for it. What happens? What do I have to do?
Okay, with frostbite, it says you cause a numbing frost on one creature you can see within range, which is 60 feet. They must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed throw, they take 1d6 damage and have disadvantage on the next weapon attack.
Okay. So I tell you what, roll for it. Okay. Okay, she takes 1d6 damage, does 8 cold damage, and she has disadvantage on the next weapon attack.
She's probably not gonna use a weapon.
No, she's got a weapon, but fucking A, how's she gonna reach you? She's like frostbitten. Okay, Varg, or actually no, that was Trell. So now Arius. Arius, what are you gonna do?
I don't particularly want to kill her because I think she might have information. So I'm going to use Ray of Frost on her. Oh no, I can't. That's fourth level. Never mind. If she's, what could I use?
Choose anything. I mean, spit gum on her, for God's sake. She'll probably fall over.
He's just gonna walk up to her and bind her.
You're gonna try to tie her up. Okay.
Yeah.
She will get a defense there, but you have to beat an armor class of 13.
Okay, same as mine. What do I have to roll?
It's a strength
Strength?
check.
Okay.
Strength check.
Of course, strength is not her big advantage either, so it's basically...
Oh.
Alright,
Oh.
so 2 casters are playing slappy hands.
Get your grimy hands off me!
Low because it's so.
Who are you? What are you doing? This is my temple. What are you doing here? You hear that? Bard. Bard, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Varg's just like puts his paws up and he's just like, Arius, your flirtation needs a little work. Ma'am, madam, Look, we don't.
Okay, I need you to make a charisma check real fast, Varg.
Oh my lord.
He's not good at talking to people. But he's like trying to like just be like, okay, look, we're trying to just take you prisoner. That's all we're doing.
What? Okay, as she says what, I need you to make a strength check because tentacles have come out of the darkness to grab you.
Yeah.
You did roll a 1.
Yeah. He could have rolled another one.
Okay, well, thankfully he didn't. But you are grappled. You'll have to beat a difficulty of 17 to break free next round.
Just like, oh, come on.
All right, Oslin, what are you doing?
How far are we from the Baron?
You could actually, you're right next to him. I mean, y'all just came down the stairs. I mean, the cage is right there.
Okay, I will try to free the Baron real fast.
Do you have any facility with locks?
Nope.
Make a dex check with disadvantage. You gotta beat a 10. It's not a particularly hard.
Aww.
Click, click, clank, clank. You hear, why is there a halfling fumbling with the lock? Who are you people?
You captured my father-in-law. I can't have that.
What?
Yes.
Okay, suddenly, she just disappears.
Ah, damn it.
She has decided she wants none of this. Like,
Aw.
literally none of this. This is just like, he just made her nope out of there. She's like, I'm gone. Screw all of it.
Varg, while grappling with the tentacles, is just like, Eris, if you're gonna flirt while you're married, you don't tell the other girl you're married.
That is the most brilliant answer I've ever heard.
That's a shame. I thought we'd see him again.
Like, Charl is just going to slap him again.
The tentacles let Varg go.
Well then.
And now that you have time, eventually you force the lock, Oslin. Baron DeKayla comes out. He's a
No one helps him. We all just watch him fumble for a while.
Okay, sure. Actually, I think everybody's probably slack-jawed at this point. Baron DeKayla's like, you got rid of that witch. Arius?
Yes, my lord.
I thought you were just my worthless drunk son-in-law. You're actually worth a damn.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm sorry, I just had a bad impression of you, my boy. Forgive me. You just slapped that witch and she vanished. Must have been some great magic you used.
Yeah, I suppose, yes.
Varg just turns around to everyone else and says, "Everyone, you're welcome. Thank you and thank you."
You got tangled in
He
black
was
tape.
a creature of darkness, my friend. I saw it. What is your name, Wolfman?
Varganizer.
I am pleased to call you friend.
Also,
You're all
no.
brave souls who came to rescue me.
and Varg. Okay.
We did bring an army. I don't think it was helpful.
Perhaps not, but it would have been useful if something happened.
You told them to just straight up attack. I was the one who thought that there were a backup plan.
Wait a second. That undead giant, that was supposed to be the flesh golem, right?
Probably, yeah. It
So
matches
you
the description.
saw the undead giant, the one that captured me and brought me here.
Yeah, there's a word you use to make it not attack you. Interestingly enough.
Fascinating. He looks at you, Arius, and says, "Truly, my boy, you surround yourself with great advisors."
Sometimes they just appear without me even wanting them to be here, so...
Varg, you're welcome, Arius.
Daria leans into you, Trell, and says, "Sir, is it always this easy?"
You know, oddly enough, it seems to be. One time it was a lot harder, but that was resolved, so...
Varg looks over at her and just goes like, "Just don't wrestle with sand sharks. Makes
That
everything a
sounds
lot
terrifying,
harder."
sir.
Is there any information around this, cell where there's...
You're going to search?
I want to search, see what I can find. I especially want to know more about the witch.
You don't find a whole lot. You do find letters between her, and they're written in Elvish, between her and someone named Lareth the Beautiful.
Mm.
They're mostly commands about, and you find these weird rods that have glowing blue runes on them,
Ooh.
and
I
they seem to
suggest not
give you a
touching them.
bad feeling.
Oh.
Now, you also find a large treasure chest that's open.
Oh.
It contains a number of copper pieces, silver pieces, gold pieces, platinum pieces lying in a pile. There are gemstones, there are bloodstones, citrines, moonstones, onyxes, etc. A spell scroll, and several potions.
Wait, it's not one. No, let's take everything back to the manor house.
Varg, isn't it weird that that's just wide open though? Like, isn't the point of those things supposed to be closed?
Yeah,
That
but there
is
was someone in
true.
here. Can I perception
Can I-
check it or investigate?
Oh yeah, there's no traps. Basically, she was. If you look at the papers that are on the altar, she was taking an inventory.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
This is stuff she had taken from travelers she'd killed. You
Oh.
also find out from the papers on the altar that those rods can be used to drain the souls from sentient creatures.
Oh. We may want to
Yeah.
attempt to destroy them.
I think Arius wants to send them back to the main wizard's college.
Okay, you can send them to Enstad.
Yes, I think that would be the safest place for them.
Okie dokie.
Everything else is going to go back to the manor house to be divided equally.
All right, so you
I'm
you
still the
bring men
bank.
down, men and women down to carry this out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because okay, Skylar, you ready to write this down?
I am ready.
800 copper pieces,
Alright.
8,000 silver pieces,
Okay.
2,000 gold pieces,
Alright. Let me put... Oh, I just need to put a 2 in front of that. Okay.
90 platinum pieces,
90.
2 bloodstones,
Okay, let me go to treasure real quick. Mm-hmm.
2 citrines,
How do you spell citrine?
Citrine,
Okay.
a moonstone, 2 onyxes, 2 quartz, 2 sardonyx,
Whoops, sorry. Hold on. 2... I don't know how to spell sardonyx either.
Sardonyx,
Okay.
1 zircon, a spell scroll of compulsion,
Okay.
a potion of frost giant strength,
Jeez.
a potion of gaseous form, and a potion of superior healing. Not that you guys got in any fights to be damaged, but
So many things, and I still have those organs to sell.
yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you could do that in Tolvar.
Yes, that is what I plan to
Alright.
do after this.
So, when you all get out, the day has dawned. Everyone is celebrating on a field of victory, and a couple of the soldiers are singing songs about Lord Arius and his men. And Baron Dekela, he is absolutely he's definitely bolstering your reputation. And apparently he's just not very observant, because he's telling stories about how Varg grabbed this evil tentacled beast out of the darkness and tied its tentacles in knots and beat it to death against the floor, and about how Arius went up and bravely just slapped the witch as she started to cast a spell that surely would have doomed you all.
I just feel like Varg would like join in and just be like, "Yeah, he slapped her," and was like, "No, bad girl."
And Oslin's, the tale of Oslin's master locksmith skills, because obviously he was a skilled burglar at some point. Oh, and he talks about how Trell, with but a word, made the undead giant fall down dead.
Bard just kind of like whispers over to Trell, and it's just like he kind of overplays it a bit, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, you know, this is nice. I don't want to be asked to do that again, though.
Yeah, me smacking a demon from the abyss on the floor with its own tentacles, that's definitely not going to happen twice in a lifetime.
Carr at this moment lets a huge cultist fart.
And on that note, I'm going to go sell things.
All right. So I'm going to kind of shortcut the trip back, because once again, there's not going to be much exciting happening because you have an army.
Bigger armor diplomacy.
All right. So, God Almighty. Okay, so you guys make it back to Arius's estate, and Baron Dekela, he takes you aside, Arius, and he's like, "My boy, I tried to do you wrong, and I apologize. I will tear up those treaties you signed while you were inebriated. I owe you my life."
Very well. I will be much obliged for those treaties to be destroyed.
Yes, my son. Claps you on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Varg puts an elbow on Arius' shoulder and like leans in on him and is just like, "Well, everything worked out in the end, didn't it?"
I suppose it did.
I mean, you have a beautiful wife and an estate, all because you were drunk.
I'm still unsure about that.
Varg, well, that would be one way to influence the children. Kids, if you want nice things, you get drunk and go bang some rich dude's daughter. The term's daughter, right? For like a female child.
All girls are a daughter of someone.
Okay.
Arius is going to sit down and start looking over the...
Looking over the what?
The scrolls. The scroll.
Oh, okay.
The scroll of compulsion, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Give me just a moment, because you all steamrolled through my entire dungeon. without firing a shot, which is pretty impressive. Oh wow!
Oh, the strategies, they work.
Yes, they do. That's always my thing. Is like, if you strategize, it's almost impossible to get killed in D&D. But people who just run in and start punching people in the face, they get killed. I mean, y'all were taking on like challenge rating 5 and 6 things. Y'all were not.
Yep.
Of course,
I
it
noticed
doesn't
the-
hurt.
Sorry.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
I noticed the golem was challenge rating 5. They're like, oh, the immunities.
Yes, oh, the immunity. But don't worry, because right before it gets to you and kills you, Tarak!
I got really lucky by
That
saying
was great.
I just loved how frantic everyone was to remember the word too.
I just accepted at one point that we need to fight it.
Okay. Gosh, actually, I think this is a good point to stop on.
Will I ever get to sell my things?
Yes, actually. In fact, let's handle that bit of bookkeeping now.
Yay.
Yeah, let's split up all the gold and stuff.
First, we need
Hang
to
on,
figure out how much we've got after
Okay.
this.
Each one of those gems is worth 50 gold pieces.
Every single gem on here.
Every single
Including-
gem. I rolled these using the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Do any of the gems have any specific magical property?
Not for anything you've got right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So the bloodstones I count as gems, right?
Yeah, they are gems, yes.
Okay.
The moonstone, Aris is going to keep that and make it into a ring for his wife.
Aw.
Very nice.
Alright, I'll take the moonstone off of here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now for your organs.
Yep.
I believe the lungs were worth 1,000 gold pieces each.
Yep. And the 10 organs were 500 each.
500 each, yeah. So
Alright.
that's 9,000 gold.
All together is 9,000?
I think it is, yeah.
Alright, hold on, let me count. 5. I need my calculator.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
Okay. Times 10, 5,000 plus. Plus. That's less than I thought. It's 6,050.
Okay, 6,050. All right, so you've got 6,050.
Gold?
Yes, gold.
All right, let me add that to what I
Oh,
have.
and remember the coins you have too.
Yes. I have all of those written down. I have now in gold we have 8,366.
Wow.
Which, by the way, all of this is too much for me to carry.
Yes, I'm
by
assuming-
myself.
Well, there's another reason that I kind of wanted to give one of you a home, is so you guys would have a place to keep the crap you're picking up. 'Cause,
Yes.
like,
Oh, we can have a treasure room now. Yeah.
Mhm.
yes, you do.
A full-on treasury.
By the way, I think platinum is like 10 times as much as gold.
Yes, so it's
Yes.
900 gold for the platinum.
Wait, I thought you said it was like 8,000 platinum, or was that something else?
Oh, good God, no. No. 90, hang on.
It was
Okay.
800 copper,
90
8,000
platinum.
silver, and
Okay,
2,000
90.
gold, and then 90 platinum.
What was the 8,000?
Silver pieces.
Oh,
Silver.
silver. Okay, there we go. Yes, that. Alright. Okay, yeah, I had those two things switched. Because they look similar.
On the list of all the coins, there's copper, silver, gold, and platinum. But what's EP?
Electrum.
Electrum. Okay.
So should we separate stuff for everybody and then put like the rest in the treasury? Because I'm fine with being the bank, but I cannot carry this much.
Yeah, I think we can put some in the treasury, and at least put money towards building up a watch for around whatever this place is called now.
The name of the city that you are, where your estate is Tolvar.
Tolvar. Can help beef up the watch and militias against bandits and whatnot.
All right, so I have a couple of options for you. Do you want to build a wizard's library, or do you want to build just a stronghold?
We could probably build a few things.
Yeah, you can. I'm just trying to figure out what structure Arius and you guys want to build first.
Oh, I was expecting we'd have our own keep later. Ooh.
Well, no. What'll happen is the land here, because Arius owns the land, he can give you guys pieces of land.
Ooh.
That's why I set this up this way. Because otherwise, nobles are like, "No, I'm not giving you land. What's wrong with you?" So.
Yeah, we can start building land for people. Start building a stronghold. I think a stronghold would be better. If people, I mean, where the manor house is, the main house is positioned, and have other houses dotted around, and then put a wall around that.
Yes, and you can beef that up.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
So have like a walled village, walled city.
Yeah, you can do that. You're close enough to Tolvar to start your own little area. All right, so if you want to build, okay, here's the cost of things. A keep costs 10,000 gold pieces to build.
Mm-hmm.
A tower is 8,000. A temple or establishment is cheaper.
Right.
So it's up to you what you want to do.
What is included in those?
Honestly, I'm still learning that, but basically it gives you, once you build it and get it to level 1, this is one of the things I like about this, is it gives you something to do with all this gold you're going to be finding, which is a big problem. Oh, you get the abilities of extended rests. And extended rest means requiring a week at your stronghold, touching base with your subjects and followers, and attending to your affairs. Basically, it will give you more power. It will give you political gain. You can raise armies more easily. You can do training. You can do light armor training. Like, will give you advantage on dexterity checks while wearing light armor. Heavy armor training would give you, you learn to present your most heavily armored face. Ranged attacks to have disadvantage on you. And so they give you little extra powers like this.
That's
like
neat.
Say, yeah, finesse training, bludgeoning training, slashing training, etc. And you can have one of these effects at a time per extended rest. So it's kind of cool because you can fix up your stuff. You can have different kinds of infantry, different kinds of cavalry.
Ooh. Interesting.
Yes, I knew Josh would enjoy that.
Yeah, I know
I would.
Josh definitely will.
Also, if we were doing a seafaring campaign, you can build your own pirate ships. So. Oh, and towers for wizards, they get advantages on spell research.
Mm.
And they get advantages to work to invent new spells.
Hmm.
And I have not read as far as what the druids get, but I'm assuming the woodland protectors would get the same sort of stuff.
Okay.
They would get the same abilities from having a grove.
I do like the idea of a grove.
Yes, I knew you would. That's why I enjoyed it. All right. So anyway, yeah, I'll send a copy of that via. I'll put it in the books section.
Sweet. Yeah, we should probably all look at it and
Yeah.
see what our characters would want.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it makes more sense than saying, well, I'm a fighter. I've got 9 million gold pieces now. What the hell do I do with this?
Well, I mean, I know of a few things I'd like to buy, like, weapons and armor. And but
Oh,
that's
yes,
it.
absolutely. But you can only carry so many weapons.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
you're not
improved
going to hopefully
weapons.
stop adventuring. Well, I got my weapons. I'm done.
Yeah, no, I just mean just buy better equipment.
Oh,
really.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I do prefer the concept of a wall, a small walled town rather than a castle. Therefore, you keep your people separate from the animals. You have aqueducts for fresh water.
Josh, you're really going to dig this.
I am.
And actually finding this book that I did, I think is what really made 5th edition work more for me, is because once upon a time in D&D, all of these rules were in the Dungeon Master's Guide, and it's like, okay, you can do this. But those weren't in the 5th edition DM's Guide, so I'm like, huh. So now, yay. All right, hopefully y'all enjoyed tonight. I was surprised and gobsmacked by how badly my villain... And I did not
Yeah.
try to... I do not... Go ahead.
I think next week is going to be the roll reverse. You're
Probably.
rolling all crit successes, and we're just failing, and it's like someone will die.
I hope not. But yeah, it's one of those things like, and I go out of my way not just to choose like pushover enemies. And Skylar will tell you that, but y'all are just like, whatever. And then I'm rolling like, oh, I got a 3. What's she doing? Is she preparing to kill them? No, she's doing bookkeeping. Yeah.
I think Aris is going to have a small investigation about that witch because I think he's quite interested in her.
Of course he is.
Of course. Because Varg basically shipped you two in the first 2 seconds of you knowing each other.
I'm very certain she's evil.
I'm pretty sure she's evil. Arya's like, what makes you say that? The fact she has human heads talking to her. That might be one clue. Oh, well. That was great.
That was great. I love that.
And as I said, see, you're not going to die as long as you keep... And I mean, y'all had some ways out if something bad happened. You could have just run away from the flesh golem.
Yeah, that's
Remember,
true.
running away is always a viable option. This is not Final Fantasy where you hit the buttons and it's like, run failed. It's just like, no, just get the hell out of there. And you had an army to whittle it down with.
Yep,
So,
that is true. I'm surprised the
yeah.
army didn't come into play.
Well, y'all just kept killing and stopping every threat there was. I mean, you rolled so well when you captured those guys and scared the ever-loving crap out of them. Of course they spilled their guts. I don't want to die to the big wolf man and the weird elf wolf satyr, centaur. What do you call that thing?
What happened to them, by the way?
They're currently in the dungeon beneath Arius's home, and will be questioned next time.
Yeah, there needs to be a separate dungeon.
Arius is already.
Yeah. Sorry.
Argus is already building.
I'm certain that Josh is gonna have fun just like building this whole place on his own.
And I am absolutely. And basically, don't feel bound by the templates they give in the book. I'll just kind of eyeball the costs based on those templates. So go nuts, Josh.
Sweet.
Yay.
It's just Varg. I think Varg's gonna go talk to those 2 prisoners. He has a thing for talking to
Varg?
prisoners.
Yes, I noticed that. All right, so next time we'll start with Varg talking to the prisoner.
He's gonna bring them food and just be like, I heard you behaved yourselves.
So you're not a lycanthrope. All right, guys. Thank you guys for playing. That was just immensely fun.
Thank you so much for running it. I loved that.
All right. Well, take care, everybody, and I'll see y'all next week.
All right, guys. Have a good
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.